Hi guys, thank you for joining me on Ascending with Tiff Talks 22. I feel like I haven't done a podcast episode in a little while. So I've been asking Spirit for much of the morning what was next. I do feel like eventually I am going to talk about the twin flame journey and my twin flame connection. But today, I just want to talk about relationships in general, platonic, romantic, or otherwise, right? And I say I want to. I've been guided to talk about these because really, I thought that this is something that was not really an issue for me anymore. But the way I was triggered today, just thinking about this, like I literally am driving and started crying, okay? And not like a hard cry, just like a super emotional about it. And so I just wanted to talk about, are your relationships reciprocal? Are your relationships reciprocated, or are they self-serving connections? I was thinking of all the people that I know, all the friendships that I've had, friendships and romantic relationships. And I don't even want to include romance because, those can often be fleeting anyway. And a lot of the way we are conditioned in society, it is to look for a relationship that's to be in connections that are self-serving, right? Many people are so much like, what can I get from this connection or from this person, or, So you know how that goes, trying to get some ass, etc. Anyway, so I don't really want to talk about those. But your friendships. Do you have friends who call to check on you? Do you have friends who call to see how you're doing or what you got going on? Just to see, because you crossed their mind, how you're doing, what's been going on in your life. Or do you have friends who call under the guise of, hey, I just wanted to see how you were doing. And then you end up having an hour-long conversation about them and their lives and what they have going on with hardly an ability to get a word in edgewise. And then you get off the phone with this person, especially if you're an empath like me. You get off the phone with this person or these people and you realize, well, damn, I didn't get to tell them about this, or I didn't get to tell them about this, or we didn't even talk about this, because it's like everything you talked about was related to this person and not to you at all. Wow. Like, that shit hit me so hard because I realized that has been my pattern, right? I feel like because I am such an empath, right? I give wise advice. I am a good listener, all of those things, and my heart is huge. So I definitely want to make sure that the people that I'm in a friendship connection with are okay. But at the same time, what about those relationships is okay to stay in or maintain? Like, how is that self-sabotaging? How is that sabotaging for you? Because you're staying in this connection and you're knowing this person wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire. Even if they pretend that they care or that they would. You know what I mean? I have a friend, well, I use that term so loosely. I have a connection. Now, my heart loves her, but I have a connection that, oh my goodness, when she was going through relationship problems and wanted to know how the relationship was going to evolve, etc., she needed readings, she needed advice, She wanted me to confirm her intuitive nudges, etc. That was fine. We talked often. When I needed a place to stay, not even stay, hell, I could have just slept overnight on the floor of the couch. She didn't even have room for me to do that. Mind you, she's engaged now, and that connection is moving forward. But anyway, it just hurt my heart to think about it in this instance, that even that connection was false, because it was a self-serving connection. It was a connection where she wanted something from me. I have another friend. Haven't heard from them. They haven't checked on me. But then you get an invitation out of the blue to come to their kid's birthday party, or to come to his wife's birthday party. But you haven't texted to say, hey, you okay? Haven't heard from you. Or what's going on with you? You okay? And the thing is, I feel like when I am dealing with things, because I do have this public platform, especially if you're my friend, then these things are so super visible because I'm sharing them, right? For the most part. So, because I try to turn it around and say, okay, well, you haven't called to check on them, but it's kind of like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I realized at some point that the relationships were imbalanced. And so, yeah, I'm going to shift my focus toward me. I'm going to focus on what's going on in my life. Doesn't mean I love you any less, or I don't value the connection any less. But then when you see that your friends are going through things or dealing with things, and you still don't reach out, yet somehow when you are planning a shindig, then you are able to avail yourself to make the contact to say, hey, like, that's a self-serving connection. It's a self-serving relationship. And if this is something that you do to the people that you claim to care about in your life, reevaluate that. If it's a connection that you want to maintain, reach out to them. I realized, a while ago, especially going through my awakening, that a lot of my connections were superficial. And those are the connections that I pulled away from. It does not mean that I don't love these people or care about these people, because I do. I also love, every homeless person that I see, every addict that I see, because I am a loving person, and God is love, I am love. So I love people, period. But to continue to indulge and engage in connections that are emotionally draining, or that are not emotionally supporting or supportive, that's me playing myself, right? And that does not mean, I say playing myself, that doesn't mean that I am being self-serving. I don't think that's the case. But it means that I have to be concerned about myself. I often ask, who nurtures the nurturer, right? Who nurtures the nurturer? The person that is always supporting everyone. The person that's always loving everyone. The person that's always your soft place to fall. Or the person that's always trying to encourage other people. Who encourages that person? And what I concluded was that our encouragement comes from spirit. And that's all fine and good. But at the same time, you want a relationship that can support you in the 3D. You want connections that can support you in the physical. If I can sit up and listen to you talk about everything that's occurred in your life for an hour, then when is it going to be my hour? Right? Anyway, that came to me today while I was driving. And like I said, I thought it was something that I was completely like done with. Like, I'm pretty much down to my mom and Gabriel as friends and associates. Okay, my son Gabriel. I'm pretty much down to that. I have gotten so aware and tired of feeling undervalued and underappreciated. I don't even say that I've cut people off. I've just stopped putting effort into these one-sided ass connections, right? And that can be a lonely situation. But I'm trusting and believing that the universe is sending me people or replacing these connections with ones that are more valuable, that are less superficial, that are more authentic, that don't require me to walk on eggshells, or vice versa if this is how they feel. That value honest exchange. Exchange, though, that's the key. Exchange. So ask yourself, what connections are you allowing? Because, you know, I got to bring it back to us. It's a collective thing. I know I'm not the only person that deals with this or that has dealt with this. But ask yourself, how am I undervaluing myself by allowing myself to indulge in connections that don't value me? And this is not just about being physically used in a sexual manner, because, you know, your girl celibate has been for a really long time. That's neither here nor there. It's definitely a choice. But that also came as a result of what? Me valuing myself. So anyway, ask yourself if there are some connections that you need to walk away from. Ask yourself if your connections are reciprocal. Is there someone that drains your energy? Is there someone that always tells you what their problems are but don't ask you how you feel? Is there someone that always expresses to you what they need or what they want, but they never ask you, so what's going on with you? What do you need? Like, do you need anything? Ask yourself that. And if there are, brace yourself, because it's going to be a painful thing to walk away from people who you realize treat you in this way. It's a painful realization. It really is. But like I said, I am trusting God, trusting Source, the universe, to, I'm sorry, I'm sniffling, to replenish my tribe. Not even replenish, because, you know, quality over quantity. I was thinking back, I had a best friend connection for at least 20 years. At least 20 years, guys. And this guy that she started dating, I believe he was jealous of our connection, which is weird because it's not like we saw each other every day. I believe he was absolutely jealous of our connection. But this guy asked her, what do you get from this connection? What do you get from this relationship? And she said she got emotional telling him, you know, the benefits of the connection. And it's okay, because I know everything happens for a reason. We definitely were codependent, or had been a codependent connection at certain points in our life. So everything, you know, is purposed. The separation was purposed in everything. But what struck me is how easy it was for this guy to encourage her to pull her energy away from this connection. It's heartbreaking for you to look at it like that. It's heartbreaking. It was really easy for this guy to say, what do you see from this connection? and for it to essentially dissipate. Yeah, so it's going to be a painful thing when you realize the people that you think are your tribe, how they don't really have your back. And I can't say that about my best friend connection because, like I said, over 20 years, definitely have been there for me, definitely have been supportive of me. But to see how superficial some of these connections are, that shit hurts. To have phone calls with people who claim to care about you and love you, and to get off the phone and realize that, damn, I didn't get to say nothing about me. I didn't get to share nothing about myself, you know? And then I also think that part of that comes from me being self-sacrificing and being like, oh, they may not want to hear this, or oh, they may not want to hear that. But a real friend, a true friend, an authentic connection is going to encourage disclosure. So you're not going to have that feeling anyway, because you're going to know that your friend or your whoever it is you're connecting to, person, lover, boyfriend, whatever, they won't be bothered by you sharing what you're dealing with. You know? Anyway, so I guess just take this as a call to evaluate your connections. I am in a space of acceptance of everything in my life, everything that occurs and the way that it does occur. There's no good or bad, right or wrong. There are lessons and things that happen in the way that they were supposed to happen, right? Anyway, we'll leave it there, guys. I hope this was helpful to someone just by me sharing that and getting that off my heart. Because, oh my goodness, when I tell you it hit me hard, it hit me so hard. It shocked me. Like, looked in my mirror like, what the hell is wrong with you? Anyway, so somebody must have needed to hear that, because Spirit just brought it to my attention in a major, major, major way. And no, I'm good right now. I don't really need anything. I definitely want my love relationship. I am overdue. But apart from that, I'm good from a connected standpoint as far as friendships and relationships go. Because like I said, quality over quantity. But still, it was impactful to reflect upon these things. So, I hope this helped a little bit, guys. And that's all I have for you today. Please stay subscribed. I'm going to try to be more consistent. But as I've said previously, you know, I don't want to just get on here and take up your time just to take up your time. I definitely want it to be something that I feel like you can benefit from, or to be something that, you know, Spirit desires that I share with you. Because I am such a Leo now. I could talk all day. We could talk about all kinds of stuff. But I'm trying to stick with the theme. And I want anything that I put out to be impactful. So I'm definitely following God's lead, okay? So that's all I have, guys. Thanks. Vibe high.